If you're viewing the right video, stay watching and don't forget to leave a like if you've ever wondered how much Tesla stock you need to retire and begin enjoying life. That is exactly what we will address today. In order to find out how many Teslas you'll need to retire from by 2030, please subscribe to our channel. If a Tesla costs $8,000 in 2020 and $10,000 in 2021, then full stop driving will probably cost $28. Now that it is $1,200 in 2022, it appears that Tesla is raising the price of their SSD by $2,000 annually. This is simply a sign of their confidence that, should this SSD materialize as anticipated, it will be a money-making machine that will act as a bank for them, generating enormous profits money. So by adding $2,000 a year until 2030, we receive $28,000 as a one-time payment. According to some studies, by 2031, it appears they can reach 64, which is a proven fact. If that happens, Tesla will become yet another money-making machine for the man because it's only software and they make a lot of money from it, so we'll leave it at 62 by 2030. Total revenue is the sum of the car sales and FSD. As of right now, each vehicle I sell here is valued at $50,000, but due to supply and demand, that amount may vary somewhat. Our goal is to remain cautious and have $50,000 as the average vehicle sold by 2030. It will still be the case. The net income, or total net income, includes the car and the FSD. The cars are shown at 25%, even though the actual figure is closer to 30%. Every 25 vehicles sold will result in pre-split profit shares. That amounts to $1.55 billion. This figure may vary when the stock split is announced in June, July, or October. But that's okay. The only concern I have is that by 2030, there will be 1.5 billion shares outstanding, which is highly unlikely because, at this point in time, they should be focusing on buybacks or dividends. Tesla has stated that they are not interested in paying dividends. 1.5 EPS is pre-split and tracks standing shares. When the stock split occurs, EPS will be adjusted, and PE was maintained at 40 as close to reality as possible. I believe Tesla will trade for less than $40 by 2030, most likely $50 or more. It is reasonable that the average monthly cost for a family of two in North America is more than $5,000 and $3,000 annually. If, however, you want to retire the stock individually in this video, let's be selfish and assume you live with your spouse or significant other. That's a very different story. The average monthly expense decreases to slightly over $3,000, or roughly $40,000 annually for simplicity. This is acceptable at this point, considering that the monthly expense of $3,200, along with an average inflation rate of 3% until 2030, equals $40,000. However, let's imagine you want to have some fun and don't want to live a minimal lifestyle. The S&P 500 yields 8 to 10% annually. But since you wish to withdraw $5,000, we'll be cautious and suggest that the return is only 7%. It is noteworthy that investing the $850,000, you will need to sell your Tesla shares by 2030 into the S&P 500, will allow you to live for up to 50 years. 48 years are predicted by one calculator for the other 46. The mid to late 40s are a great time frame to look at for investments with an average return of 7%. So now that we know this, we can calculate our monthly expense budget and determine how much we need to live off of it. If you look at the graphic, you'll notice that there are only two sectors, food and auto sales. There is no energy. Insurance for Tesla's automated taxis. We need to know how much robot taxes will make, how much the Tesla bot will make, or how much Tesla insurance is currently making them at solar panels. So everything else they do is just based on the facts we currently have. Although we don't have a lot of data yet, what you see here can be regarded as a minimum estimate of how many Tesla shares you'll need to buy in order to retire during the bear market. Because no automaker has ever sold as many cars as Tesla has. I'm not sure if they can reach that goal. However, if we assume that 30 million cars are sold by 2030, much more reasonable than 55 million, we get about $13,000 per share, with a market valuation of nearly $20 trillion. The market capitalization of Tesla is currently extremely high because of the outstanding shares. If that declines, the market capitalization will also decline, which I expect it will, but the stock prices are still fairly stable. Therefore, by 2030, we need 850,000 cars. The number of shares you need to reach $800,000 by 2030 if you like to live on $5,000 each month for the next 50 years is just 98. If you want to take the bear scenario, that will only come with a cost of just over 98000 shares. You are investing $98,000, which in 8 years will turn into $850,000. With that, you can put that money into the SP 500 and potentially get a 7% return. That's all. You're retired. You need 98 shares, which is insane. However, if you promise not to spend any money, you can save it and invest it, so you won't have to worry about money again in 8 years. Let's look at the base case. All you need is 79 shares, not 78.6. You can't get 78.6 right now, but 79 shares will cost you approximately $79,000, which is more than 10 times in the next 8 years if they sell 25 million automobiles, and 66 times if they sell 30 million. By 2030, acquiring 65,000 to 66,000 shares today might earn 850,000. Suppose you have already invested. In that case, I would advise you not to log in if the market drops 50% again. It might happen in the next year, 2 years, or 3 years, we're not sure. However, since the American stock market is resilient and always recovers, it will. Only FSD and automobiles are included. As I already stated, there is no Tesla insurance or RoboCab. For now, it's just these two things: solar energy storage and Tesla, as we don't have the hard data to include it. Tesla's vehicle sold FSD backs it. Because I'm cautious and want to see the worst-case situation, I'm leaning toward the bear case. By the conclusion of the third quarter of 2014, record output was also being seen in California, and Tesla had $21.1 billion in cash and securities on hand, putting the firm in a strong position to keep growing. Why does Chamac Palihapitiya think that in the future, the value of Tesla will double or the stock will rise to absurd heights? James is a passionate admirer of Tesla and its inspirational CEO, Elon Musk, for several reasons. First, he acknowledges Tesla's dominance in the electric vehicle industry and gives CEO Elon Musk credit for his revolutionary technological developments. Tesla has made significant advancements in battery technology, driving range, and overall electric vehicle performance, which Chamath commends. He also recognizes Tesla's trailblazing position in the EV industry, which is growing swiftly as more individuals come to understand the economic and environmental benefits of electric vehicles. Secondly, he considers Tesla to be a once-in-a-generational opportunity and acknowledges the company as a pioneer in the ongoing change of the energy and automotive sectors. Chamath Palihapitiya's unwaveringly supported Tesla is built on Musk's long-term investment strategy, his belief in the company's technological innovation, and its potential to disrupt numerous industries, despite some concerns about inflation and his activities. If I rely too much on the best-case scenario, I'll feel terrible and like I made a mistake for the bear case. You only need to keep 100 shares. After that, forget about it and worry about the next 8, 9, or 10 years. If you don't sell by 2030, your $800,000 will be worth a lot more in 5 years, since Tesla isn't a one-decade venture. It will be there for a while. This brings an end to our analysis of how many shares you'll need to retire with Tesla stocks by 2050. Tesla is going to be there for a very long time. They solve problems for the globe, and their value makes them too precious to let go. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you're a fan of Tesla and would want to see more stuff. We appreciate your interest and hope to see you in the upcoming films as we continue to discuss Tesla.